Yeah, I think ranging from whether you're sketching an idea on the back of a cocktail napkin or the federal government is investing north of $130 billion annually in research and development at our national labs, the administration remains incredibly committed to making sure that a broad swath of ideas protected by emergent entrepreneurs or very, very mature companies are able to protect, cultivate and enforce their intellectual property across the US, but certainly across the world as well. And there's a huge international community focused on copyright issues, on treaties that can help ensure that American businesses can easily transfer their ideas abroad and enforce them in foreign markets. So whether we're engaging in trade agreements to make sure that IP protections are sound, or giving more tools to the hands of the would-be garage inventor or dorm room coder, the administration is engaged on a number of fronts for intellectual property. So I think the best way to figure out how vital intellectual property is, actually tell you a brief story about where I grew up. My dad actually came to this country from India, settled down in the Bay Area, and every so often I would see in the mail these yellow postcards, and they were actually correspondence with the US Patent and Trademark Office. And I didn't quite understand it then, but for a young scientist that was trying to make some headway in the semiconductor industry, he used the power of an IP right, in this case a patent, to both grow a business, create jobs in his community, but certainly raise a family and create opportunities for us. So I think intellectual property right enforcement is as core to this country as some of the other principles that we often enumerate when we talk about our founding fathers. And I think that's very clear in the fact that those very founding fathers put this basic compact that we as a society have between sharing knowledge and your sole right to use that knowledge to grow your idea into an enterprise in our Constitution. So when it comes to making sure that you can not only disclose what you found or discovered or new ideas that you're thinking and actually nurture, cultivate, and protect that in the marketplace, IP protection not only helps grow businesses, but it actually translates knowledge into new assets for an economy. There's no doubt right now that almost anybody with an internet connection and an idea can transform and create a business. And I think with that means that IP considerations, which have normally fluctuated on two extremes, the one extreme being you're that 3 a.m. back of the cocktail napkin inventor who's new to the game, or you're the very sophisticated IP attorney that is handling business on your Fortune 500 company. Now there's this huge area in between where a DJ that's mixing songs, uploading it to YouTube, all of a sudden has to worry about copyright implications, or the dorm room coder that very much feels like they have a shared ethos of providing code with another friend and using that to build a brand new app, now all of a sudden has to worry whether sharing and that principle of sharing undercuts IP protections out there in the economy. So I think one of the biggest challenges right now is to make sure that the IP system is actually tailor-made for our 21st century digital knowledge economy, but also for those that didn't necessarily think that they would need to even consider IP, we need to increase our promotional education for those constituencies too.